That's fucked up.
What, yeah, just no saying you go to jail one day.
Someone gonna be laughing at us.
Yeah? Yeah?
Fuck you.
Boy, yeah, just make sure these youths are from America or something.
Yeah.
You know, like
No,
that,
it
and
is,
that's all fuck.
just in case. Boom. Well done, it's your boy Jedi for Jedionline. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
All of that.
You know the thing.
Come on. Yes. So, yeah, back with another reaction. Breezy wanted us to laugh at people getting life sentences.
I
He said
did
10
not.
guilty convicts reacting to life sentences. So I don't know, innit? Like, boy.
Any disclaimers?
No disclaimer. I don't know what to. I don't know.
Disclaim, yeah, one disclaimer. No.
Just got life.
And count 4, life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Ow.
Police say his mother, Deirdre, was on the phone with her.
Man accused of killing his mum breaks down to the.
Yeah, no, if you, boy, he's accused.
Killing his own
That's the
mother.
next thing. That's the next thing, though. No, that's the next thing, fam.
Alright, so wait, let me ask you a question, yeah?
accused.
So with you see with this whole feds, police,
Yeah.
where do you draw the line? Is there a line where you say no, you gotta go jail? Like you have to go jail. Like
no.
you have to go jail. Like
For me, jail isn't justice.
Yeah, jail isn't justice. I'll
cool, but it's punishment, right?
It's something, but it's not justice.
Of course, it's the system,
So,
yes.
like, if you wrong me, I'm not like, and you go to jail, for instance, yeah. Let me just not to take it there, yeah. But obviously, like, my mum was killed, innit?
Yeah.
So, say the man that killed my mum or the men that killed my mum went to jail, would I feel like I got justice? No,
But would you feel like they got punished for what they did?
no.
No. Okay.
Like they went to jail,
Yeah.
and like I mean, jail can like shit can happen to you in jail, but
Yeah,
shit can
yeah.
happen to you on road,
On
innit?
road as well,
Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't. When people say, "Oh, we want justice," like we want the person brought to justice, it's because they believe in that. I believe they believe in the system where going to jail is justice. So if they, so if, do you know what I mean? But then those families never seem. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. No, because I think like that as well, but it was. I think like how what Jed was saying in it, but it's just a question in it because that I'd rather personally I'd rather give him to the family and let the family deal with him in whichever way, and even if it's that's to let him live and be amongst or to slay him.
Old school ways. You would be in debt to the family because
Like
you've taken away a breadwinner.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you would have to.
Do you know what?
You get me? You'd have to replace that
Yeah. You know, one time,
at the very least.
yeah, Sanchez said to me, yeah, that if in Islam, if somebody kills, if I was to kill another man's son, yeah, he's meant to forgive me, and I'm in debt to that family. You see what I'm saying? Like that as well. You see what I'm saying? So maybe I don't know if there's a way around it. I don't know, man. But it's just interesting to
My
ask.
honest opinion, given this situation, I think I won't lie, it's 100% fucked up. Like yo, a man's accused of killing his mum. Yeah. First of all, I don't trust the American justice system.
Right.
The UK justice system alone, but the American, yo. Fam,
But what if it's point proven
If
evidence?
it's point proven evidence, like yo, you duppied his mum, flipping, like, bro, the jailhouse ain't doing nothing to him. Like, the best case scenario is always give it to the family.
And
No
then do
matter
you know what
the
else
crime
there
is.
is for me as well? There's the why factor, and then there's the psychological factor. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, unless you're completely that way, I don't know a man that's just gonna wake up and duppy their mum, innit? You see what I'm saying?
You never know situations.
Yeah, so I feel like, and this is why prison sometimes it isn't the best factor, because you don't know the history. As soon as you've done the crime, you're the criminal. You feel me? So,
Yeah, I always say, yeah, like not like there's a reason to duppy anyway. Like, I say duppy, yeah, yeah, but like there's a reason for any action, isn't it? It's just whether that reason is justifiable, and who decides on what is justifiable, right? So you might come to the conclusion that someone you believe deserves to die, but then you think, oh, I can't make that judgment. But that's what I think. If you ask me, Like, if you ask some of these people, what do you think would be justice? They'd be like, I want him dead, or him to go through what do you know what I mean? But obviously that's not normally an option in this form of justice. It's justice system that we have, which is a bit, I don't know. But we already live in a system where others judge you, innit? You're not judged by your peers. Remember what they say? You're not judged by your peers. It's not judged by your community.
When I always say, before I'm like, if I'm going out with my friend and that, she always say, remember, every action has a reaction. So go about your business. Just remember that, innit? Every action has a reaction.
Yeah, that's true.
Big up Nanny. Big up Nanny Beefy, man. Know that by her name, but big up.
Her mother early Friday when he attacked her.
A life sentence is the worst punishment you can receive as a human being, as you will be forced to live the rest of your life in confined walls.
No.
You agree?
What was that?
A life sentence is the worst
thing you could be given in life.
The worst form of punishment, did you say? Did you say punishment?
You know what, depending, like, to be honest, depending on your mentality and depending what kind of jail you go to, I brought there, like, if it's like, boy,
you're never getting out, sentenced to just die in jail.
Yeah, that's a fucked up thing. You get what I'm saying? Like,
but some man just get on with it, innit? In jail, innit?
But the thing is, you see, in jail, you're forced to live your life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't stop.
Yeah, you see, Duppy and a man taking a man's life for this. Like, that's the easy way out.
But what I'm saying is,
like, as you were saying though, you see a man being in debt to the family. A man can ride out the debt in jail. I don't care if I make things. You understand? Somewhere in Alaska.
But the thing about people in jail is like, we start to I think we got this picture that everybody in jail doing life is like suffering, and it's like, obviously, see the human can adapt. So when you ain't got no choice and you know you're not getting out, then you're just used to that. You ain't getting out. So you make the best of what you got in there, and then you actually. I mean, I don't have a life sentence, never have. But people in there that have got life actually seem like they've come to terms with it, and they're just doing their thing.
Even the bad thing as well. If they kill someone, the family get nothing, then you get spent for the rest of your life over $2,000 a week spent on you for the rest of your life.
Watch it, yeah. Man can be watching TV in England. Man can be watching TV. Man can be in like a sea cat or something, like, you know, like, I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities.
What would you say is like would be able to top that thing? Or would be able to top
a life sentence?
Do you know what will top it for me a little bit? You see, when they give people triple life sentence or a life sentence plus 99 years, I feel like that's a spiritual aspect in it. So for me, I don't know why or how, but I feel like they feel like you carry that on to wherever you go afterwards, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
It's a fuckers, bro.
It's a fuckers because it don't make sense. How are you gonna give a man triple life?
Everything big, bro.
Or life for 99 years?
I think there 5 times you come back, you go like, come on, bro.
You know what I mean? Yo, your spirit better not move. Your spirit better not move.
Go on, Milk.
No, it's funny you said that, because I was going to say, as soon as you start talking about jail, I feel like you're feeding into the system regardless. Do you know what I mean? It's like, as soon as you say, is jail a good thing, you're feeding into the system.
That's how I feel.
It's just the money. It's just a money thing. We know that is.
That's how I feel from the inside in jail. Obviously, there's no reparation. There's no reparations. There's no rehab. There's no nothing.
Look at the jails in Sweden. Or was it Finland? 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, Sweden, not Sweden, Sweden and Norway.
What about them?
Rehabilitation, like their thing is based on rehabilitation. So
Like,
learning, man, a trade, and that's it. No, they do that in Britain. No, they do. They do.
What they do here is exactly what you were saying. It just looks like that's what they're doing. They're training you to work for a certain company. That is not a trade. You understand? That's a skill set that you can come out and work for me with. But you can't go over there and work with them with that. No. You can only work with me. That's slavery, blood. That's fuckery, fam. Yeah.
Alright, so what would top a life sentence for you?
Dashing petrol over someone and then holding a light on and then saying, yo.
But that's worse for you. That's
worse.
death though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to go down that road.
Yeah, but that's not even death. You're playing with death.
Cool.
I'm just holding a light on. You know what I mean? And you're looking at me now. Why did you put
torture?
petrol?
Torture.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just left the family of the person to decide.
What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
What? Of the, like, if you
What-
kill
what's-
someone's
What's
mum,
worse? No, what's worse than a life sentence? What
What's-
tops a life sentence?
what tops a life sentence?
Mm.
Death, innit?
Only
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
What tops a life sentence? Probably not on top of life sentence. It's really about what your life sentence consists of.
There's a hard labor involved.
What is it you're doing? Where? What are your circumstances? What's your environment? Life sentence where?
Yeah,
Quite
exactly.
life-
Life sentence is different to life
No,
sentence.
it's not
in
even
a-
just
a
that.
Mexico
Not even.
or
I'm saying,
something.
what jail you in?
Yeah.
Who you around? Like life sentence where? Life sentence on house arrest, yeah.
Yeah.
You hear me? Like,
Yeah.
which some people, well, not life sentence, but like some.
That's
Yeah.
why I started off saying with what mentality you have, depending on the mentality and depending on the jail you go to. Because when I say that now, I'm saying like, you see little English boy, yeah, send him to deeper jungle somewhere, some war torn, you get me, somewhere. You get me, where food is scarce.
I don't know where it is, but it sounds scary. That's a jungle war torn something. I don't know what's going on. It's all going down over there, man. All the smoke.
There, like this, cause like it's, you understand. And,
Pick any African prison, same, yeah.
No, I wouldn't even say pick any African prison, because Africa's Africa. I look at Africa in a different light. You understand? So, I'm boy, open air prisons and certain places, fam. Depends on what part of the continent you're going to, cause. Let's be real, innit? Let's be open, fam. Not everywhere in the continent's war torn or bush back. You understand? Yeah, fam. Go certain places, they're on rehabilitation as well, just like Europe, man. So,
Give me one country then.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna have to look this up. Give me a country. Yo, debate. Yo, we want some Delil. Delil in this reaction. Huh? They're asking for Delil in the reaction.
You want to give me liquor and then tell me get your evidence. Like,
Yeah, where you see like some places in South
let's
America.
carry on the one.
Bro, you want to go there. You don't want to go there.
He's running as well. Look, he's running. He's running.
A life sentence is the worst punishment you can receive as a human being, as you will be forced to live the rest of your life in confined walls, and people don't react well when the judges take the rest of their lives away.
I agree on that. Like,
What? A life sentence is the worst.
On that concern, like,
Well, a couple people said no, but I'm thinking.
I'm saying my thing is given the circumstance of the life sentence.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
How
no.
many years is the life sentence
But
in America?
you're dead, bro.
No, this type of life sentence, the one I'm considering is one where you never get out.
Yeah,
until
without
you're dead.
parole,
America,
no,
life
nothing.
is life.
It's done.
Yeah, until you're dead.
30 years, 20 years. And
You know, Eddie
America
Murphy,
is-
Martin Lawrence, life, like that.
Well, they got out in the end.
Blood, they had to die. Yeah, they had to pretend they were dead. Yeah, that was the only way they got out. Man.
Oh yeah, it's true.
No, it's probably a cover-up as well.
To your natural death.
Today we're counting 10 convicts reacting to life sentences. This first video shows two women collapsing to the ground after reacting to their life sentences, even though they are 100% deserved of what was coming to them. These two women were convicted for the death of a 3-year-old girl. They were guilty of beating the toddler to the point of death. So if that isn't worth a life sentence, I'm not sure what is.
The State Department of Corrections for a period of life. You may get credit for any of the time
I think it was their little brother.
No one didn't say nothing. No, because I'm not happy with what she's done anyway, yeah, but I just don't
She
like
should have been
it.
screaming from before that. What are you expecting to get? What are you expecting to get if you know that's your charges, fam? I don't know, but you should have been in there balling.
But
for
then
the job, that's something.
the family are screaming.
Do you know what winds me up? I can't
trust the whole
feel
thing, man.
sympathy.
But you know the wickedest thing? This is why I feel like it's obviously prison and jail, it's a big money thing, innit? But you see these type of people, I take up space in jail, just dead them, innit? You get me? But obviously everyone that goes to jail, somebody somewhere has got paid, innit? You get me? But these type of people, I don't know if there's space to reform you, or if I would even want to take you under a wing to reform you. No,
Even
sometimes
you
you
come out,
have
you
to
trust them around children.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get the whole thing. Like, bro, if you know, like, you've been like, yo, someone like there's a youth in the yard, you murdered the youth, you lot duppy the youth, yeah, you duppy the youth, cool, you've been bagged, yo, court session, you understand, fam. There's no way a judge is gonna look at you and say like, then you're gonna, like,
oh
fam,
my God, I can't believe it.
That don't add up for me, man. That don't add up, man. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That's fake. It's either if they were guilty, that's all fake, and I don't trust the American justice system. So if they're innocent, then that's just fuck you, man. That's fuck you. Yeah, but it is what it is. So why is the family money?
Yeah.
Why is the family money?
That's
don't
what
know.
I just said.
The family shouldn't be money.
Hold on, but you see, but
This team was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for beating an elderly woman to death after burglarizing her house. He has also been accused before of sexually assaulting his sister and many other people. But instead of acting all emotional, he acts extremely calmly to this punishment. Probably a little bit too comfortably, as he is seen actually falling asleep, not once, but twice during this sentencing.
With a chuckle, a laugh, and yawn after yawn, David Moses acted strangely at his sentencing this morning, appearing to fall asleep in his chair not once, but twice, suffered physical, verbal, and emotional abuse growing up, leading to a lengthy criminal history, including sexually assaulting his sister, then a developmentally disabled cousin, and 7 other children while he was in a group home. While Sessions' family said they hope to one day see her again in heaven.
This next defendant lashes out after he has been accused of torturing and murdering a 4-year-old, with accusations of putting the child in an ice-cold bath with freezing cold water and beating the toddler before brutally murdering the young child. The defendant then tries to fight his restraints in a stupid attempt to actually attack the judge for mentioning all of these accusations, but the guards hold him back, obviously.
The bruises, some of the bruises were in the shape of a belt buckle.
Man, I ain't gonna let you sit here and say no crazy shit about me, man. No, man, because he's saying shit he don't even know, man.
Sir, the testimony showed that you put this child and other child in a shower with ice cold water.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a bad thing. It's disgusting. I don't know.
It is.
Whatever.
And you know what? It winds me up, yeah, because I can't sympathise. Like, I hate someone beating up their kid, killing their kid. Oh, bro. Do you know what I mean? It makes my blood boil. But because I'm watching this inside the court, and it's making you feel like, say fuck him, he deserves that. It's stopping me from, do you know what I mean, getting to the point where, to say fuck him, because it's a court system. And it's the system. Does that make sense?
Anybody says anything back there, right?
This next defendant set up a meet online in a dating app which led to a robbery and the unfortunate death of the victim involved. It's obvious this girl was way in over her head, but the law is the law and she will have to serve the time for this crime that ended in a young man's death. Her reaction shows the girl calling for her mother and her mother literally breaking down in tears after her daughter is ultimately convicted and given a life sentence.
None of all that hooping and hollering ain't gonna help. And you get that when you get that L plate, you either try appeal legally or you're fucked. That's the system. You're at their mercy, regardless of if you're guilty or innocent. You're at the mercy of the system. They have the power to take away your life from you. You know what I mean? And that's just the reality. And people need to see that as well, innit? maybe we should have more of some young men and that, so we can see the reality, so we can make some choices. Do we, like, for the young people, do they wanna do anything that puts them at risk, or more at risk at falling foul of the system and ending up getting their liberty taken away from them? And another question would be, do we want to continue to be ruled by paedophiles and psychopaths and have them have the power to tell us who does what in jail and what punishment? Because at the same time that people are getting these murder things, they're also what they're doing, they're pushing back and making it more okay to have sex with children. So now in California they've got this new thing of making it less of a punishable crime to have oral or anal sex or whatever with a child if they're willing.
What?
You get me? And there's
What the fuck?
Yeah. And there's even more. There's even more, and it's happening in different places. You know what I mean? So like, and yeah, there's yeah.
No. We'll pull that. I'll pull that privately. But yeah, man, fire for them thing there, man.
Cool, yeah. So wait. So if you've okayed it, yeah. So if they've okayed it in this state, yeah.
They okayed it, but they're saying like, I didn't read the article fully in it, but there's been a couple of them coming up in the last couple of weeks in it, so you can see that the legal system is changing and to embrace this. But I've been saying this from day one.
But we know the system's flawed. It's one rule for one and one rule for another.
That's why they want to teach your kids how to touch themselves. That's why they want to teach your kids same sex and so that when they get to a point in the legal system, the argument's going to be that this little girl's human rights or this little boy's human rights have been infringed on because they're choosing to be with somebody and it's all consensual, so you can't tell them when they can make that choice for themselves. It's going to go to that point.
Mad.
Gee.
Don't set no one up. Young ladies, no honey trap thing. Don't do it. Don't get involved.
Don't do it. Life sentence. Yeah. And if you're thinking it's only 25 years over here, try doing 25 years.
That's life. That's America right there.
25 years ain't no short period.
Not a joke.
Free the man them.
Come on.
You get me? Life is definitely not a joke, fam. Yeah.
Pick other ways. Rehabilitation is the way.
25 years you coming out
not
and
locking up, making people money.
Seeing your man them's grandkids, that's the worst thing.
You see like my chest has a problem with even this free the man them thing certain time as well. Do you know what I mean? Because you see, if you was given back to your community as justice, we would have ate you like lions. Yeah, for certain of the things that the man them has done. Not particularly our man them, but man them around the world. And when I say man them, I'm not sticking that on the hood man them. Worldwide, white, black, whatever you are, isn't it?
But that wouldn't be a bad thing. Maybe that
no,
would be a good thing.
But there are people out there. There are people out there that run the free Steve-O, for example, and Steve-O is a motherfucking paedophile and battered 5 women to death and whatever. And there's a brother or somebody out there that's still gonna say, yeah, free Steve-O, innit? Like no, because if it was jungle justice, Steve-O would have got ate by lions, innit? Is that what I'm saying?
And that's what's needed. To be honest, that's mostly what is the fuck is needed.
Is that what I'm saying?
More time there needs to be a bit of jungle justice around here. You understand? Because when it comes to free the man them, certain man can't exactly that. Certain man's free the man them. Alright,
cool. So next question quickly, yeah. Next question quickly, yeah. So because jungle justice is not allowed and it's not legal, yeah, does that alter who gets to go to prison in your mind?
I'll wait first of all. Our problem with jungle justice. Community justice. Why can't we call it community justice?
Yeah, car. Who coined that phrase? Yeah, the first person. I know what you mean though, but like even that's already got a certain connotation to it when they call it jungle justice.
It's community justice.
Yeah, well, on a worldwide sense, isn't it? But what was the question? I can't remember how I asked it.
Who do you think, knowing that jungle justice is illegal, does it change who you think should go to jail?
Yeah.
Like for me, whatever, man. Like the illegal thing, what's illegal and what doesn't has long time stopped meaning anything to me. It's just like there might be something that I'm not on, and it's illegal too, innit? But there might be things that I'm on and it's illegal, but it doesn't. It's just really, I just take it into consideration to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I've got my liberty in mind. So I learn the laws only just to be aware of what somebody else might tell me they don't like. But it's not to govern me on how I behave. Like, or not even how I behave, but what I think in it. Do you know what I mean? So
the laws are made by the guilty.
Like,
laws are made by the
ain't nothing gonna. I don't know about you, but the law wouldn't come into my mind in defending my family, innit?
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it just wouldn't even. You just wouldn't think of it. Like, oh shit, I can't do that. It's illegal.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Someone would. Some dickhead somewhere. Would be like, but I do something.
Ain't no law right here.
Do you know what I mean? There's no law in my head like that.
Like, no, never.
It's just that it's that law for out. When I step out, it's like, okay, I got to remember that this is what they say. Do you know what I mean?
I hate
More time, we want to take a lemon, I take some water, I take some sugar, I make some lemonade, and stand outside and sell it to somebody. Yeah. And that's illegal, isn't it? You don't have a license. You don't have a. We don't think like that though on a day to day. What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean?
Literally.
It's that. Anyway.
Yeah, let's go.
Meet Jaleel Hoskins, the man that killed a mother of 5 and disposed of her body in a trash can. When Jaleel's sentence was announced, he throws the podium to the floor and has to be muscled out of the room in a chokehold position. His mother can also be heard saying she loves her son, despite the disgusting crime that he has actually committed and is guilty of.
I'm not prejudging no one, man. Yeah. That's what. Yeah.
This next defendant killed a man in an attempted robbery. The single bullet that killed the 43-year-old family man also cost Jekyll his life. He says in the video that he is ready for his punishment and apologizes to the mother for breaking her heart and is ready to serve the punishment that he deserves.
I want to take time out to apologize to the family. Say I'm sorry for what I did. You know, it was wrong. Now I'm ready to take my punishment for what I did. I want to apologize to my mom. Say I'm sorry for what I did. Really better than that. I'm sorry for breaking your heart.
This millionaire defendant, Michael Marin, dies after his guilty verdict. When the judge hands him his life sentence, he appears to cover his face and swallow something. Moments afterwards, he died.
He said, what? This don't look right. This don't look right. You're coming like that, yeah? Everyone come out with that. I can't look at you in your eyes.
Man took the lethal one, boy.
Sorry for that. Yeah, really better than that. I'm sorry for breaking your heart.
This millionaire defendant, Michael Marin, dies after his guilty verdict. When the judge hands him his life sentence, he appears to cover his face and swallow something. Moments afterwards, he dies on the courtroom floor. The autopsy later shows that Michael poisoned himself, as he would rather die than serve a life sentence in prison.
These were the final minutes of Michael Marin's story and life. How he got here is a tragic and bizarre tale.
Man, look, he's literally like, fuck it.
Coward or intelligent? Coward or intelligent? Coward or intelligent?
All I know is...
I just don't know how he got that in there and managed to...
All I know is there's a man that's pretended to take something or have maybe taken something that has knocked him out, he's been pronounced dead. He's been he's been taken away to the hospital. Bodies have been switched because he's a millionaire. And he's somewhere fucking in the Bahamas.
Go on, chilling.
The American justice system is fucked up, man.
This is an Epstein thing. This is a rich millionaire guy. All these weird shit always happen with these rich millionaire guys. Isn't it? What happened to him? I don't even believe it. I don't even think he's dead.
That's what it is.
This is Machiavellian.
There must be a pill that makes your heart stop. Anti-age crime. That's what they're looking for. They're becoming in the orange suits there. How is he coming?
This is an arson case. So someone maybe died in that.
Or insurance. Insurance thing. So these are like, don't worry, you're going to go down for it.
It's true what man said though. Dave.
1,000,000%.
Oh yeah, he's dead. Case closed. Smooth.
Millionaires keep dying in police custody. They're taking their own lives. You know, like that. Millionaires dying in police custody by taking them. Not getting they're taking their own lives in police custody.
Yeah. Open and shut case.
Quickly. Boom. Switch.
Oh, he's dead. Okay, guys, he's dead. Back up. Back away. He's dead. Give him some room. Ambulance, let's get him out of here.
You know when you get
boom,
the super
ambulance. He's dead.
That's it. No one knows nothing.
Boom, let's move him.
The phone call, he's dead.
Boom, yeah. How did he die? We wait for the autopsy. Oh yeah, it's come back as poison. Oh shit. Go back to the film. Go back to the camera. Oh yeah, we seem to put something in his mouth.
Yeah.
Come see the body.
Let's see if my man drops though.
Let's see. He's doing sleepy face. He's doing the face when you know there's washing up to do. Yeah. And your mum come in the room and you're like she's ever gonna tell you, oh yeah, just leave it till morning. I don't know about you, but that was not an option. No matter how bad.
Before we tell this story, remember this moment. After being found guilty of arson and now facing up to 21 years in prison, Marin covers his face and appears to swallow something.
Where was the swallow?
Later, Marin starts convulsing arson and now facing up to 21 years in prison. Marin covers arson and now facing up to 21 years in prison. Marin covers his in bizarre tale. Before we tell the story, remember this moment. After being found guilty of arson and now facing up to 21 years in prison, Marin covers his face and appears to swallow something. Swallow again. But 8 minutes later, Marin starts convulsing and collapses. Even though it's not been officially determined what killed Michael Marin, it's believed Marin swallowed some type of poison.
This teenager, known as Austin Shymaker, murdered his girlfriend's little boy after brutally beating him. In the court, he starts crying and controversially starts apologising and say that he didn't mean to hurt the young boy. A lot of people believe he did this to try and shorten his sentence, which didn't work, as he is now serving a life sentence behind bars.
I would give my life for Austin. I loved him a lot. I didn't mean to kill Austin. Actually, I really didn't. I really think I did that. I didn't mean to hurt him. I wish I could. I would give my life for Austin. I loved him a lot.
Austin Smith was completely defenseless. That's a given. But there were other dynamics at work there, including my client's inability to either control his anger or frustration, and his inexperience in babysitting. Based on his short life now, what?
Did man say he's inexperienced for babysitting?
Tear off the man's moustache for talking like that.
He's inexperienced for babysitting.
He killed his brother or something.
No, it's his girlfriend's son.
Oh shit.
Fam, that's jealousy, dog. You pitched the youth.
But you know what? Guess what the sentence is? The woman, the mum, forget life sentence. The mum forget life sentence.
Why is it that?
Why did you leave him with this brother?
Yeah.
Who's this brother? Why did you get a boyfriend and you wanna? That's your business. If he kills your youth, yeah. Cause trust me, if that was my baby mother, I'm gonna kill her. Innit?
Yeah, trust me.
I'm gonna dapper you. I ain't go to jail too. I will fucking dapper you. Like, are you dumb? You left my youth with this brother here to stand up in court and be like, oh, I do. And now what? I'm supposed to just take the L.
That's a good
I'm supposed to just take the L. What?
Man said, yeah, cause that happened, and then you dappy the baby mum to go to jail to link my man.
Yeah, dappy him. I've done his dance. Yeah, season 3, I get off.
Yeah, you done that.
Yeah. But when you got Mario as a rascal lawyer, yeah, he's gonna lie through his mustache.
Make it sound good, man. Choose inability
to babysit. What? That's a violation, cuz.
How can you defend? Like lawyer, like what sort of person do you have to be? Like, you know what I mean? We were talking about traffic warden as well earlier, yeah. Traffic warden as well. Like, what sort of person do you have to be? Like,
Do you know gotta think. You gotta ask yourself, like a man like that, does he really want to win the case? Is he actually really trying to win the case right now, or is he just playing his role?
Just getting his moolah.
Remember, he's gonna have lunch with the prosecution later.
Looks like he's the audience lawyer. Well, that's
I know that moustache stinks.
Is to say he won't do this again. Well, we don't know that. I think it's completely unlikely. It was a situational, circumstantial thing. I am a 16-year-old blonde. Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me. End quote.
Afterwards, Shoemaker was sentenced to 25 years to life behind bars.
TJ Lane might be familiar to you, but if he's not, let me fill you in like one of those kids' colouring books. He was sentenced to life in prison while wearing a white t-shirt with the simple word killer on it, which shows a complete lack of remorse and shows that he is, if anything, proud of the murders that he's actually committed, which were 3 high school students. One of their mothers is actually saying how terrible TJ Lane is, all the while TJ Lane is just sitting there smiling away.
Nick is a very kind and loving. Why would you want to hurt him? You don't know kind. You're evil. I will have to eventually forgive you. Otherwise, you will haunt me. You will never, ever be in my thoughts after this. Never. My family will move on, not you. You have ruined your life, not to mention Adam's. He even gave you a ride. Nick even gave you a ride from school. He was thinking about inviting you back to that table because he felt sorry for you. I feel sorry for you.
This California teen was sentenced before freaking out and begging not to go to prison. His family are also emotional, and it is clear that the teenager regrets the crimes he's committed as he literally starts to break down in the courtroom.
No surprise, but what else happened in the courtroom certainly was.
No fight it, bro. Don't fight it. You're gone.
Done.
Do you know what's done? It's fucked, you know?
Scared of returning to jail, 18-year-old Fernando Salgado begs to get to go home. Is this the same young man who is sobbing today, the same student who authorities say sodomized another teen with a piece of metal rebar?
Sodomize him schoolmate
with the metal.
With the metal. Yeah? I don't know if he killed him. He might have done.
Man, he didn't get no murder charge. He just sodomized the boy.
And he getting a life sentence?
Yeah, he got a life one.
For real, boy.
It's dangerous crime, bro. Take a murder, bro. No one straight to the head.
Thanks for watching, guys. I think I'm just going to stick to this style of video. If you enjoyed, leave a like and check out my other channel.
Boom. 10 guilty convicts reacting to life sentences. Who suggested that?
Queen Breezy. No, I did. Yeah, I did.
But yeah, so I don't know. Obviously, it makes me think about the justice system and that. Yeah, I feel you, Mills, when you say like you feel kind of like caught between saying fuck the person, like let them go jail for what they've been accused of, then actually looking back and realizing how crooked the justice system is. What was interesting was the amount of so-called ethnic minorities in that clip.
It's annoying. Just watching it, was just, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't get into it. It was just pissing me off.
Even though it's a compilation of clips, yeah.
No,
like,
of course.
It just seemed, whatever, innit?
It's like, it leaves you this feeling like, raw. fam, the man, like, don't make sense. Is that did man just really witness justice? You get me? But man ain't happy with what I just saw. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like, you get me, man. That's just fucked me. I just felt like I watched. You know, when you see certain people just like certain of them traumatizing videos with people dying and that. It's like,
yeah.
Just see, cause did that black sister there. You get me? Like, she deserved that. The youth man. You get me? That same
the sodomizer youth.
The Hawaii, the sodomizer youth. Like, fam, he's used to that they ain't even got 2 brain cells yet.
What the brother took it well and said sorry to his mum.
What they just said, what they just said is my man just basically, so he just come from jail. He thought he was going home.
Now you don't want to go back.
Something in his head was telling him
he could bust this.
To go home. You understand? And then you get sentenced to life. Nah, that's a mad thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a nuts thing.
You know what you're about, the sodomized case, you don't think he deserves it. If your child gets sodomized, what are you going to do? What? If your child gets sodomized, bro, what are you going to do, bro?
Why you gonna ask bad man them questions on live stream, right?
No, but you just said the guy didn't deserve that.
Not my use.
No, what I'm saying is, man don't know, because like what it leaves you with is this thing, like, it don't make sense, innit? If man are just going off of face value, man don't.
It's like the feds caught him before the TV, bro. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, you're going off of the information. What man trying to say is, man don't trust the information, innit? Man don't trust the justice system before.
Right.
Let's do the crime.
No, what I'm saying is, man's listening to what they're saying or what they're trying to, because the crime is what they're selling. That's what they're making money from. So they need to attach a crime to you. Yeah. So with my man, he sodomized a youth. That's what we heard. Yeah. That might not be the crime. That's what man heard, innit? Yeah. But it's like, we don't know the ins and the outs. We don't know what happened. That's my thing.
Okay, let's just say.
I think the why is very important.
Yeah, like the why is very important. When you're looking at certain people's reaction, my man sitting down saying killer. Yeah. That man there knew what he did. Yeah. When you're hearing life sentence, he knows. You're not going to try and scare him, because he sat down in the cell for however long he was in the cell for, on remand, if he weren't on remand, whatnot. He knows he's going down, he ain't coming out. These youths have some sort of something there that are making them feel like, there's a hope, there's a home. You understand? So that's what's making me say like, what's the incels?
The man there was in a batch of youths. Yeah, they're sick in their head. They violated a youth. They done some sickness to a youth. And they never thought about the consequences, because their brain were never switched on. And then when the consequences come to them, which this time was a life sentence, and you realise, say, that lawyer that was like, the judge might have mercy on you and he might just give you a you hold out your hope for that little one piece of something. When it don't come, then you do a sport brat thing, and you, like, do you know what I mean? You need to chuck it up. See that young, you need to chuck that shit up, man. See that young boy that was just like, well, boy, you know what? I'm here, I'm going to do my sentence, and yeah, man, sorry, what I did was a fuckery. Like, you could call it rape, you could call it whatever, but, you know, it was just different from the other big hooping and hollering. Bro, that ain't saving you, man. It's not going to save you, I guarantee you. Ain't none of that shit that you do. That no judge has ever said, you know what, come back, you know what?
No, fuck that, man. Not life. You got 2 years.
Alright, you've done something, yeah? You've done something, you got life now, yeah?
Yeah.
What are you saying? You just gonna give up and just take the life sentence? Do you know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean? What do you mean?
You
could fight a sentence legally. But I'm not gonna do the hooping and hollering. I'm not gonna do the hooping and hollering. I never be one of them guys that want to throw the chair at the judge. Oh, fuck you, did it. In my head, I did all of that. In my head, I fly kicked the judge. I already killed him before he gave him. You know what I mean? But I ain't going to do nothing. No. I'm holding you in contempt of court. They're there, man. They can't take their sentence. They can't do the crime and do the time. You get me? Man can ride jail, innit? So I'm not going to never do none of that. And if you got loved ones, I'm never going to distress them or show myself out of character like that. It's not it's just, why would you be doing it? Why are you doing that? Some big act out. Man, it's childish, man. Man's really into this thing.
Really?
You get me? Yeah. So I'm gonna take their thing and not even move. But they're in their head, they're somewhere else already. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. Do the crime. What's it? Can't do time. Don't do crime.
Would you show that video to like teenagers?
Yeah. I'd find worse ones.
I would want to put it. I would want to put it in school and the workshop.
Worse ones. Yeah. When a man's getting life, get me. Especially when we go into the crimes and that. Get me. Like obviously, we do a better job of researching, showing what the crime was, and maybe using people that had. That were obviously guilty or whatever. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Something. Yeah.
Open and close, straight lesson.
But yeah, man. So yeah, as people get life sentences, I think the overall sentiment is still fuck the law, fuck the police, fuck the system.
Fuck the police.
You get me? But at the same time, fuck a child murderer and a rapist and people that like victimize the vulnerable. No one's rating that. But I'm at a stage where I have to take everything like this with a pinch of salt, like a propaganda. Like I said, I feel like, and I'm gonna say this, I said this yesterday because I was watching Netflix, and I see they got this thing called Young and Banged Up or something. Yeah. And I'm like, right, you know what? Yeah, they are fully. I've clocked it for a while, but now I'm confident to say they're fully trying to glamorize being locked up or being locked away. They're getting you used to the idea of like they've done it through COVID. They do it through the house party and this and that and Zooms and. Huh?
Kids now, media companies, they see them doing some madness on the news clips and that, media and that, or then they go and give them record deals in prison.
Yeah.
I know that's what's going on in Norway though. I know prisons in Norway, part of their rehabilitation, they got access to studio and they're releasing and creating music and stuff.
Which isn't a bad thing.
Well, it is what it is in different places, but
I'm pro the music thing still, but I'm just saying that I was coming from an angle where I think they're just trying to psychologically get us more used to prison life, like. And if you watch these prison programs, especially with the ones with I'm watching one with the girls, jailbirds. It's bad.
Yeah.
But it's just like basically if you're a female and you go to jail, you're going to be eating some pussy. Do you know what I mean? That's basically like you're going to be a lesbian.
It's not even so much for us.
You're going to be encouraging that lesbianic kind of thing, and it's like, and the thing is, cool innit? Like that's a show, but like if you was watching them, if it was a male version, I wouldn't be watching it. I don't know, like, do you know what I mean? Of just bare gay man in jail, like I wouldn't be watching that. You know what I'm saying? Like. So I just feel like they're trying a way to soften the edges of being isolated, being locked away, being in some kind of prison system, being with like single sexes and They're getting us used to all these type of things in society. They're giving us all these different rules. Okay, today now you can be 6 people. Tomorrow it's 30 people. Today you got to be in at 7. Tomorrow it's this. Today a handshake is cool. Tomorrow you can't hug. Do you know what I mean? And you can have people in your yard, you can't, you can do this. And we're just going in this direction where, like, we're just going to be just so easy and so happy to just get locked up.
Yep.
Like, and curfewed and it's mad. Netflix has got like 20 prison programs, and I swear down, the more I'm watching them, the less serious they are. Like, you got the toughest prison ones, but in a way, it still kind of glamorizes jail.
And
like,
do you know what? It shows you everything.
I can't explain how it makes it appealing. It makes it a subject that's appealing. Then they show you the other ones. So that's the worst ones. Then they show you other ones. The man of friends, a man of which is what jail is like. Then on the other side on social media, every rapper spitting bars from jail. This man's launched his career from jail. That man, and it's like on the whole, incarceration ain't seeming that bad no more, is it? Which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but when you check the fact that they're incarcerating us in general, in public, we're being locked up in boroughs, in areas, in cities, in whatever. Oh, you can't go here. Yeah, it's just getting mad. So boom, it's a big thought, man. Yeah, boom, that's the end of that. Boom, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's your boy Jedi. And that was reaction to 10 guilty convicts. I don't know how long that was, but yeah, we're out, man.
Fuck the police.
Fuck.